What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Batman, the Batman 2021, why Ben Affleck left the role, how it appears, allegedly we're going to have to say, that Geoff Johns was behind Ben Affleck quitting the Batman role and also behind screwing the Justice League movie up, which there's ample evidence. Then we've got some information about Colin Farrell delivering Penguin spoilers for the Batman 2021. Then we have Jeffrey Wright talking some information about the new Batmobile, and then some other 2021 Batman updates. And also, apparently, allegedly, AT&T and Warner Media want Ben Affleck back as the Batman. But like always, guys, make sure to support the channel, but like and subscribe and turn notifications on. We're getting close to 100,000 subscribers. So the first story we're going to go over here is to do with Geoff Johns allegedly being behind why Ben Affleck left the role. Because it never made sense to me. I've seen a lot of people saying that Ben Affleck's Batman movie versus Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, I can't say his last name, that it was a perfect script, and then all of a sudden he walks away from the project. So it's alleged throughout this whole article that Geoff Johns isn't liked. He really isn't. Geoff Johns is blamed for Ben Affleck leaving the Batman role, as well as solo movies, which follows that said also screwed Zack Snyder over. It's something that sounds like it's straight cut out of the comics. Johns may be the secret villain behind the scenes responsible for the destruction of the DCEU, which kind of would have made sense because he did have his own production company in a sense, and he was trying to feed work to them. So in a YouTube video posted by Grace Randolph over things she would like to see in the Snyder Cut and Justice League movie, it's coming to HBO Max, it's been confirmed now, and she did say it was going to be coming to HBO Max just like I did, makes a remark on how Ben Affleck leaving Batman is because of Geoff Johns. He has been surprisingly vocal. A lot of times actors don't want to get involved. Jason Momoa was crazy, but it's a big deal for Ben Affleck to be involved, especially after he said no to do the Batman film again, because again the studio interferes laughed so bad. He was like, this is a Batman movie I want to make, and I think it was Geoff Johns right. But someone was like, we don't want to make this one. Ben Affleck was like, then I'm out. And that's so frustrating. And I agree with that comment. It is frustrating because I really wanted to see what was going on. So Geoff Johns was developing Batman ideas back in 2012. What is interesting about what Grace Randolph had to say is about the possibility of Geoff Johns wanting to go with another variation of the Batman movie way back in 2012, before Man of Steel was even released. I was told by an insider at DC that they were planning a new Batman movie called The Batman, and at the moment the working title for Matt Reeves' movie is The Batman. Again, in 2012, the same description about Batman in his second year of being a hero had been reported about Matt Reeves' movie. Back then I was told they wanted a pretty boy for the role. New Batman years later, with Ben Affleck gone, we see a recast of Robert Pattinson reportedly in the role for the second year, which everything does line up. Could it be possible the young Batman movie is the idea of Geoff Johns, and now Matt Reeves is part adapting those original ideas? It would make a lot of sense. Geoff Johns does not seem like he's like. Did Johns throw a wrench into the Zack Snyder DCEU plan, which included a Ben Affleck Batman movie? This is the only time that Johns had been attached to controversy at Warner Bros. Following his removal as DC Comics co-president, although with Diana Nelson saying this, he's no buddy of mine. She was the co-president. Okay, when the co-president is saying he's no buddy of mine, that does tell us a lot. Ben Affleck, the Batman, was the best ever. Regarding his script, whilst Affleck has stated he left over not being able to get the script right, loads of reports says it was perfect. Affleck was probably playing the good guy role, not blaming anyone in particular, as Zack Snyder DCEU storyboard artist and director behind popular DC animated movies, Jay Olivia, said Affleck's script for the Batman was the best ever. Joe Manganiello, Snyder's choice for Deathstroke, was supporting actor. He was going to play Deathstroke. Also agreed. So there's a post on Twitter from Jay Olivia saying it's the greatest thing ever, and then Joe Manganiello is essentially agreeing. Recently, it has emerged that everyone wants Ben Affleck back, and apparently, according to some website, he's coming back. Ben Affleck, his dealings with Batman and Warner Bros. Drove him back into drinking, something he said he wants to avoid when questioned about the Batman by Vanity Fair about how Affleck is exercising his demons. I showed somebody the Batman script Affleck said of the sequel, which we will see Robert Pattinson take over the role. They said, I think the script is good. I also think you drink yourself to death if you go through with it. So there's a lot of mixed reports. It's also known that certain Warner Bros. Executive massively interfered with the David Ayer Suicide Squad cut, which had Zack Snyder's work on it as well. David Ayer confirmed the existence of his Ayer cut recently. So damn, seems like Jeff Johns isn't liked by anyone, and Jeff Johns is to blame for Ben Affleck leaving. It's a case of studios interfering, but it appears that now they're listening because at AT&T, they want the customer. They're a customer-driven brand with a mobile phone giant over in America. So it's just the reason why he's left. And what's interesting now is ever since release the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League project has officially been confirmed. There's reports everywhere. So I'm always a bit skeptical covering stories from the validity of their website. Do I know them? But the same source that reported the David Ayer cut is in works, theculturenerd.org, is reporting that AT&T and Warner Bros. Media want Ben Affleck back as Batman. And I've also gone over it in a previous video. We'll link it somewhere in this video, why it's not going to happen. But it says the following: sources close to TCN have informed us that AT&T and Warner Bros. Want Ben Affleck to return as Batman and also to resume work to adapt his original script for the Batman. The original featured Batman versus Deathstroke. No word on the project at the moment if it would release on HBO Max. And then someone asked a great question, who knows what the future holds. That was asking if Ben Affleck could return. Now it is worth noticing and saying, now with Matt Reeves, the Batman is in production, that doesn't mean they're going to stop one and move on to the other. This is DC, where the multiverse is very relevant. From the comics, the animated series, movies, the CW live action shows, many other things, there's been many interpretations of the Caped Crusader. We can have two Batmans in the same universe. They may open doors if the Snyder Cut does well. With Zack Snyder's Justice League coming out in 2021, the questions may amount, what comes next? Ben has been seen in incredibly good shape recently. To be honest, guys, he'd have 6 months, so whether he's in good shape or not is not really evidence at all. There's no word from AT&T if this is ever going to happen, but personally, I would love to see Ben Affleck go up against Joe Mancelotto. I keep crushing his name, saying it wrong. So at the end of the article, fair play to them, it says, while TCN always strikes for credibility and to maintain trustworthy reports, we would like to report that it's coming from a Spanish YouTuber, so make that what you want. But I think it is fair to say that AT&T will be thinking Ben Affleck is absolutely loved as Batman. Could we do a different movie on HBO Max? And seeing as they own AT&T, own Warner Bros., they can literally do anything that they want. So I did a video the other day crushing the scoop, crushing the theory that it was going to happen, because I was talking on the aspect of could it happen for the Batman 2021? No. But could it happen in Zack Snyder's DCEU if the Snyder Cut does well? Why not? I mean, there's loads of different variations of Superman. There's Tyler Hoechlin, who I don't class as a real one. There's Random Bruce in the CW verse, alongside Tyler Hoechlin. There's Henry Cavill, the real one. So why couldn't there be multiple variations of Batman? It's not that too big. So let's go over some Batman 2021. Recently, Colin Farrell delivers bad news about his Penguin role. Now, he's not going anywhere. So in an interview with Good Morning News, as reported on Screen Art, Farrell announced that the Penguin isn't actually in the Batman much. The actor, who said he only started on the film and can't wait to get back, ultimately admitted that he doesn't have that much to do, which may come as a surprise to fans. He also revealed, however, that the Penguin's role is important despite being smaller than most people expected. As Farrell put it, I only started it and I can't wait to get back. The creation of it, the aesthetics of his character has been fun, and I'm really so excited to get back and explore it. I haven't got that much to do. I have a certain amount of time in the film. I'm not all over by any means, but there are a couple of nasty scenes I have in it, and I can't wait to get back. Yes, I totally feel like it's something that I've not had the opportunity to explore before. It feels original and fun, but I'm only at the start of the journey, which is cool. It also validates things that we've heard from behind the scenes, which obviously I'm not going to drop into a YouTube video, but it is very interesting. It's exciting to be part of the universe. Just there are certain words that are part of internal Gotham City, Penguin, Joker, Batman, Bruce Wayne, Harvey Dent, all these things. Apparently Farrell is a longtime fan of the Batman canon and discussed his favourite Batman of past, as well as Tim Burton's Batman, was one of a kind. No, I watched the Adam West TV show growing up actually as well. So Batman as a kid, he's basically just fanboying over Batman. So at the moment in the UK, companies can go back to work, but filming is really hard because how can you shoot a movie whilst keeping social distancing? You can't really film two actors in the same scene. In UK, you've technically got to use 2 meters, which is like 6.5 feet. So I don't think they're going to be shooting until any time, maybe the middle of July at the earliest. So Jeffrey Wright, who's playing Commissioner Gordon, also said the following: "The Batman is the next level evolution of DC Comics characters. My take, the way I explain what we're doing is like with any film, we're working together to create mood, to create an idea, a setting, a tone. This is the next evolution since 1933 when the story began," the actor said. Which sounds pretty cool. It sounds like he's got some heritage about it. He's got some information. He spoke about the Batmobile, the Cape Crusader's choice of ride in his fight against crime. "I read the script for the Batmobile and I was like, yeah, that's it," he said. "Bruce Wayne created the most badass muscle car you can imagine. But it's grounded in Gotham. It's grounded in America." Now, what is interesting is we have actually officially seen the images because they were going to shoot in Liverpool and have the Batcave and everything. In the past, Commissioner Gordon has been portrayed by J.K. Simmons and other people. Reeves has a line of stars for this movie, including Zoe Kravitz playing Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman, Paul Dano as Edward Nashton, aka Riddler, Colin Farrell as Pennon, Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth. Oscar award-winning Michael, who has collaborated with Reeves on Dawn of Planet Apes. For composer, I presume that means score. So it's pretty cool. So at the moment, the movie's coming out October 2021. But guys, this is subject to change because like I said, they've got to start shooting in order for the movie to start going. So like I said, guys, here on this channel, we cover all kind of stories. And even if I don't think the story is particularly as strong, I would cover it if I think it's interesting because I've got an audience for these kind of things, which is why I cover all stuff from Marvel, DC to video game stuff. So if there is any new content you want me to cover, just let me know down below, guys, and I will get around to covering it. I think this is a very interesting story that potentially, allegedly, Jeff Johns was behind Ben Affleck not being Batman anymore, which is really annoying because I actually really like Ben Affleck's Batman. I think he's one, if not the greatest one, but I'm also looking forward to seeing Robert Pattinson. And it does sound very interesting that maybe AT&T want Ben Affleck to do the DCEU variation of Batman versus Deathstroke. That would be a very, very interesting story. So like always, guys, let me know everything you think down below. Do you think David Ayer essentially confirmed that his Suicide Squad movie is coming to the big screen? Like always, guys, I have already recorded a Superman Man of Steel 2 video, but I'm going to post this video first because it is quite relevant at the moment. And the Man of Steel 2 video, as though there is a lot of evidence in there, I'm waiting to see if anything else pops up in the media before we officially post it. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. Follow the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Warstu. I will be streaming in June, so hopefully you guys can check me out there and get to know me a bit better. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.